Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to another video about access and allies customizations. Today I want to talk to you guys about acrylics. Okay, uh, just a little short story about myself. I used to be a big fan of access and allies while I was in high school, and we played access and allies, the original version, and then you know there was a long time when I didn't play Axis and Allies just because I was so busy in college, and then when I got to work, I never had any time. Just most recently, I saw some YouTube videos about Axis and Allies, and it just brought a lot of my old memories back, and it made me want to go start playing Axis and Allies again. So that's why I'm now making my own videos, because I want to inspire other people to pick up this game, because it's such a at least to me it's such a very good game. um, so I hope that my ideas, my uh, uh, customizations will help you, and also it'll inspire you to actually think of something better in order to make the game even better, because I know that a lot of the things that come out of the box are not exactly the best, right? uh, so we sometimes we go buy from eShape, Shapeways, or from historical board gamings or wherever, but other times we can actually make our own stuff, and sometimes I think the stuff that we can make ourselves are just as good. Okay, so this is one of the things that I want to show you. uh, what I have here are all designed by me. Of course, I do some copying from samples like historical board gaming, but you know the the pictures and everything, I thought them out, I searched them out, and I put them all together. So with some good ideas taken from historical board gaming, and I'm not selling this or anything, it's just my own hobby, and I am uh, making these for the community. I'm not making any money out of this. uh, and all the things that I'm going to show you today, I'm going to include a link to the file, but I won't have it just yet. That's because I still need to clean it up a little bit more. I need to make it more presentable, and so when you download it, you can actually use it. At this moment, it's just not ready for prime time. Um, anyways, long story. So, talking about acrylics, I actually got this idea when I was printing my quick setup guide, and my Victory City charts and so on at my local printers. Um, they actually have keychains that you can actually do custom order, and they'll make them for you. And it's the keychains are in acrylic. So it just occurred to me that, hey, you know what, maybe I can make my own acrylics. And I did ask them if they can make this, if I give them the file, if I give them the picture, the design, can they make it up for me? Can they cut it? Can they you know put it into an acrylic? And they said yeah. So off I go. I made my design. It has to be, at least for with my printer, it has to be uh, in a A3 size acrylic. So it has to fit in a A3 size acrylic, no more, no less. A3 size is actually about 11 by 17, I believe. So you need to plan for that. You need to do that. So I did design an A3 size acrylic, with all, I cram as much tokens and as much uh, stuff that I can in that, and to get as much bang for the buck. and I want to show you what I got. Now, some of these things that I'm going to show you, uh, I love it. Some of them I think are good, but I still want to improve on them. So please, I really want to hear what you think. I really want to know, um, your comments. I do invite you to please comment below. No bad comments. Everything is all constructive. I take the good and the bad, so just please leave me a comment, good or bad, okay? So now, um, let me go over first the what you've been staring at for the past 5 minutes, which is the national markers. Um, these are, I think, very very nice. If you actually take a look at them, these are actually quite nice. Um, they are sturdy. They're plastic, and they have a little bit of thickness, so it's easy to pick up. Um, they're not like the cardboard roundels that you get out of the box. So I think they are quite elegant. I have never, I haven't bought the historical board gaming version, so I don't know how they are compared to this. I'm sure they're very nice, but I just thought, since I'm making this, I might as well just make the national markers uh, along with them. So that's what I did, right? So I like this a lot. So that's what I did. So let me know what you think. Okay. And finally, the US. Now I am planning to put a red sticker that fits just right there, so that I can use this, for an action, as an action marker. This from watching Sired Blood's video. Um, it was a great tip. So he said put a red sticker on the back, and then you just put it wherever you want to make a move or you want to attack, so that you don't forget. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a red sticker in the back here, so I can use this also as an action marker. Okay, and then next thing I want to show you is the victory cities. All right, so these are the victory cities that I made. Now, for all of those of you who are very very astute, there is one victory city that is missing here. Can you guess which one? If you said Cairo, you are right. So anyways, when I designed this, I was designing this for my Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition, in which Cairo is not a victory city, so I didn't make a Cairo victory city token. So that's why it's not here. I'm gonna have to add that. So I'm gonna use this just strictly for my Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition, and I'll make another version for my Global Edition. It was, on the side note, it was really tough to get all these icons, these pictures, but I'm very pleased with them. I like this one actually. The Honolulu one is quite nice. It's very hard to get that picture. Stalingrad one is also very nice. I like that. Um, and the rest are just standard stuff. You know, so I have gotten the new versions. Some of these, on the new version, some of the pictures I've already changed. Um, when I found better pictures, I put the new version with a better picture. So that's why like I said, I'm still cleaning up the files before I put it online for you guys. So just, subscribe, and then when I do put it up online, you guys can find it. Okay, so that's the victory cities. So let me show you what it's gonna look like if you actually put it on the board. So let's take, for example, Sydney here. Sydney will go down here, right? There you go. That's how it's gonna look. And then let's say here Tokyo. Tokyo goes up here. Okay. And then Honolulu, gonna put that up there. So that's how it's gonna, basically that's how it's gonna look when you put it on the board. So, do you like it? So next thing I want to cover is the damage token, right? The damage marker. So I know the historical board gaming ones are a little bit wider than this, I think. So I thought that, your fleets they're always taking up too much space. There's always a huge, number of ships, and if you make it wide, it just kind of, takes up too much space. So I didn't want to do it that way. But when I look at this, I think, maybe I should have made it a little bit longer. So I don't want to make it wider, but I do want to make it longer, because when I put the battleship, this battleship is longer than the token, and this carrier is also longer than that. So I want to make this marker a little bit longer, so that when it sits on this, you'll have that showing in the back, like just like that. And then you'll have maybe kind of something like this, where it's not quite this long, but when you put it there, you have this fire showing up at both ends, so that that it's it's damaged, but it won't be this long. So it'll be just nice. It'll be just like that, and then the fire will be just like, so it'll be about this long. So that's what I plan to do. That's what I want to change this to. So that is on the works. Okay. And let me know if you like that idea, or if you have any other ideas, let me know. I might take your idea. So the next one I want to show you is the kamikaze. These here, they go onto the kamikaze tiles to show your players, those who are not familiar with the game, to remind them that those are kamikaze tiles, or those are, or they are familiar with the game. These just look nice on the deck, I just think. And then I also made the kamikaze plane here. So what you use this for is to just put this with a stack of 5 chips here on the Japan home islands, so that that that's how many kamikaze planes that you have left, right? So every time you use one, you take off one of the gray chips until you run out, right? And then so I would recommend just using this on top of 5 gray chips, just like that, to represent your 6 kamikaze planes. Right, and then you have your air base and your naval base. I took this just right out of the and the convoy. Basically, these kamikaze, the air base, naval base, and convoy, I kind of copied the historical board gaming style, and I just I just made my own version, just like that's similar to theirs. Then the black one here is a research token. So if you bought research, you'll get this. And then the yellow guys here, these are the fuel markers. So basically from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's also a 6, which I did not. I just couldn't find it, but I need to search for that. But I do have a 6 as well. And I use a gas can icon here just to denote that this is fuel. And then on the top side there's an arrow marker. What this is for is actually to show the player uh, where did this plane come from, right? So like for example in here I've got 3 planes and 3 tokens, right? Uh, just like that I can tell you that this plane here has 2 units, 2 moves left, and it's coming from this direction. So maybe there's a carrier or something over here, like in this scenario. This bomber here has 3 more moves, and it's coming from that direction. That bomber has 3 more moves, and it's coming from that direction. So just by looking at this, I know how many moves it's got left and where it's coming from, and if I want to bring it back to where it's coming from, I know where it should go. So it may be useful to you, it may not, but what the heck, I just thought it's additional information that you may or may not want to use. So it's up to you when you actually deploy this, how you want to use it, whether you want to use this feature or not. So it's up to you. All right, and then the factory damage. All right, so I have made here also the factory damage token. So this is made to be put on top of regular chips to denote how many damage your factory has taken. So factory goes on top. So this would basically end up just like that on the table when you have a damaged factory or a damaged complex on the board. So it'll look just like that. I do have an idea though. I wanted to make this basically with numbers. So basically it'll have a number 1, a number 5, and number 10. So you can actually use this like a chip to put on the board. So let's say if it's got 6 damage, it'll have one of this that is number 1 and another one that's a number 5 to represent 6 damage. And I'll have different colors for the 1 and the 5 and the 10. So that I'm working on that. So let me know if you think that's necessary, or if it's more practical to just use regular chips. Let me know. And finally, I made Taskforce Markers. These are the Taskforce Markers that I've made. Okay. Now, these are the little markers that go on the board. So for example, this one here, if I put this on the board, for example, right there, that means I would have this with all the units that's supposed to be here, right? And these are for land units, so I made these a little smaller. The ones that are for sea units, like this one here, this for a fleet, I made this a little bit bigger because for the sea, it has usually has a lot more space. So this will go on the sea, and this will be at the player's side with all the units, right? And if you look at the pictures, I got these pictures actually. I searched them on the internet. I was looking for artwork depicting World War II scenarios, World War II sceneries. I think I like these a lot because they look a lot like the theme. It looks a lot like the cover of the Axis and Allies boxes, So I just thought it just fits the theme really well. So let me know what you guys think. Okay. So, well, that's about it. Oh yeah, and before I go, I want to show you guys again the dice that I made. I have this on my previous video on how to make our own battle dice, and I have also made another video on how to use the battle dice. The reason why I am bringing this up is, number one, I want to pitch you know, my own video so that you guys can take a look at those. And number two is because I think that this is very important. You know, you can buy bell dice from Cireblood or anywhere, or if you don't want to buy, you can make your own. Just get a battle die. Um, your The reason why is because it really helps. It really makes your play much more quick. Your battles go much faster. um, your play becomes much smoother. And I just totally recommend using these at all times. Basically, just take a die, a regular die, good quality die, and just buy a marker that can cover the, the white dots just like this, and you just, you know, systematically go paint the dots. You know, for example, this one, the green one, it's a 4 or less hit die, so I covered the number 4, number 2, number 1, and number 3. So, you know, just like that. You know, if you roll a 1, or if you roll a 4, whatever, it's a hit, so it will show up as red. But let's say if you roll a 6, for example, it's a miss, so it's going to show up as white. So if you have a whole bunch of these and you roll, basically you'll know exactly how many hits and how many misses you got. So out of the 4, I have 1 hit and 3 misses. So you know, you can resolve your attacks and your defenses so much more quickly that way, because each of these can represent 1 unit. You know, and it just helps. Okay, so that's all I need to say, and I really do enjoy making this video for you. I hope you enjoy watching it. Please, if you like this video, please do subscribe and hit the like button. I want to see your comments. If you have any comments, please do comment below, and I look forward to making more videos for you, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.